Oh.
As we come into this majestic eagle taking flight for the first time, you all come back to... I don't think I said which town this was.
I don't.
No, I don't think. I watched the stream like our past one. You never said anything about it.
Well, I'm going to tell you now. It's pretty easy, pretty simple, super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Random name generator.
Blossom Town.
Blossom. You know?
It would be Blossom Town if there was a single tree here.
With a blossom.
There is literally a tree right there.
Actually.
A single cherry blossom tree.
a single cherry
blossom tree.
blossom.
Just one.
Hold up.
One big cherry blossom tree.
I got you. Got you. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Angel's doing it. Angel's doing it. He's doing it.
Boom.
Get that mess out of here. It's gonna be called Rose Lake. Rose Lake Town.
Is there roses
You know-
in the lake?
Yes. Yes, there are.
So roses are red, violets are blue. Omae wa mo moshinderu.
Exactly.
Nani da.
I just got yeeted Tyrant's token.
Yay! It's been needed.
It's been
It's
thrown
true.
across the map.
Yes.
But, all butts aside, as you come back, you retain the fact that you had a very strange first experience just stepping out of Rose Lake. And the fact that you got into a bit of a situation, one of you, a little prematurely, with a Delcati, and the three of you with a rogue group of Eevees that, as the battle concluded, all joined sides with you.
The Eevee have joined.
I mean, you did win that fight. But
I won that fight.
Brett's talking about the Delcati fight.
Yeah, the Death Caddy one.
Won that fight. Don't know what you're talking.
I mean, I won't tell you otherwise, but I will tell you that it was 2 levels lower than you. I will tell you that. Where's my medley? Where's my Pokemon medley?
I
I don't
Hold
know.
on.
I didn't touch it.
no one. I didn't touch it, and I don't think Brett touched it.
Let's just blame it on Vince.
Well, she.
I'm going with this plan.
You following the plan?
I'm good with this plan. Alright, here's one. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if this is the one. Cool. This one.
It's a battle.
Is it though? Is it?
No. But it should always feel like it. So, as a lot of you stumble back into town and you're refreshed from the day prior, just kind of like spinning it out there with your Pokemon before you came back here. What are you all doing?
Trying.
Where are you at the moment? Because there's, Poke Centers, Pokemarts, there's the town square, which still has this incredible water fountain display going on. Every time you see it, there's always something new. Like right now, the water is kind of interlocking with each other, and you see that there are two Squirtles currently having what looks like a water gun off kind of deal. But the streams kind of collide with one another, and they begin making various swirls.
Ooh.
It's really awesome. Like, it looks like they've choreographed this many, many times.
Meanwhile, I'm the only one that can actually see this.
You said, meanwhile, you're the only one who's what?
Actually see this.
Yes. Lance, you see that this is actually incredibly impressive. And if anyone else was here, they'd probably enjoy it as much. Just as much.
I'm trying to stop a fight between Tanzits and Stark.
Okay. So, Lance, as you see both of the Squirtles go into their shells, and they slam against each other, and they begin
Rapid spin.
going in opposite directions, spinning around, using water gun to kind of gyrate themselves around the ring of the water fountain. They finally spin upwards, and they pop out of their shells, and you see that they both look up, and they shoot out another water gun, and it sprays into the air, causing this sort of rainfall effect to come to everyone kind of surrounding the square at the moment as they're watching. It's like a bunch of people, 20 to 30 people just kind of watching this happen at the moment. But as you're watching that, going over to Faith's household, you would only hear the sounds of rigorous training currently being put in, as hard work and dedication are being drilled into this new member of her team. A vengeful and vindictive, you'd think, Evie. But actually, so far, actually don't know what everybody's Evie's called. I know that Zero told me his was Zanzit, and I don't know what both of your Eevees are called. What'd you call them? What is Lance's Eevee? And Nocturne? Nocturne is Faith's Eevee. And what was Zoe? Zoe. Okay.
Zoe!
So Nocturne is actually a little bit more well-behaved than you thought, when he wants to be. That's not to say that he hasn't charged through your home looking for every means of food, and once he's found it, tears into it like a wild animal. But you've reined him in overnight, and it seems like, for the most part, he listens to you, and occasionally has moments where he doesn't. But the sounds of training and battle only grow louder as we move over to...
Oh boy. Oh. This is no good.
to Kira's household. As Kira, you see right now, as you're trying desperately to stop them, Stark and the ever so what's the word I'm gonna use here? just incredibly prideful Zanzit are colliding with one another. They haven't ruined anything. You've managed to keep them from destroying the house in any way while your parents are out at the moment. But the two of them are going at it. You see various tackles and mini a water gun, just kind of being the collision between the two. At some point, you actually have to take them outside into the backyard. Like, you pull them both up by the scruffs of their neck and just, like, put them out there. And
I'm just getting hurt by them while I'm doing it.
yep, like a water gun sprays you in the rib. There's like a scratch and a bite onto your arm. But as you finally drop them, they stare at each other and scowl.
Dang it.
But Stark comes back to his senses. The need for fury and violence dissipating, if only for a moment, seeing you come to harm. And you'd think, and maybe a caring sort of annotation sprays you in the face with water as it looks like you have various cuts and like scratches, and your face is just dirtied by them trying to stop them from fighting. So it's cleaner now, although kind of, you know, wet.
Oh, so wet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing you're not allergic to water.
Exactly.
Thank God.
He's trying his best to just
Can
make you a
two
little
stop
bit
fighting?
better.
Can you two please stop fighting?
Stark glances over at Zanzit, and looks to you and nods.
Okay.
Zanzit, on the other hand,
Zanzit, do not throw that rock.
you see that the rock he was hefting and is like throwing up and down the paw, tosses away, scoffs.
Thank you, Zanzit. Now listen, you two. We both are going to be traveling together from now on. You all have to learn to get along. Now, we got a big day. Today we're going to start, legitly, our adventure. But first, I gotta go freshen up again. So, you two, behave. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I leave them both food. You two eat. I'll be right back out.
You're
Ah,
really gonna
jeez.
leave those two alone? Oh god.
And Stark, if you fight Zanzits, I hate to do this to you, but you're gonna go into Pokeball.
Stark looks to you in a sort of sense that's like, come on, what is this? Kind of expression on his face.
Okay,
How
then
can
you're
you
both
do
gonna-
this to me, Lisa?
I'm sorry, Stark.
Adrian!
I know you didn't start this morning, but Zanzits, after that fight we had, you two, Jesus. Look, just for me,
Look, Brad,
just for me,
we'll-
Stark.
You see, what we'll do is we'll get the
Just
Pokédexes.
please don't fight him.
We'll just never
Stark
pull them
nods
out.
to you,
We'll use them as
and,
paperweight.
just goes into just ignoring
Really fancy,
Zanzit
high-tech
altogether,
paperweights.
and then just eating the food that you provided as you walk
And
away.
as for you,
Oh,
Zanzits, I know you're new, and I know it's rough being in front of Stark. But you also have to learn that you two are going to be partners. Oh, one day you two might have to team up.
Just be glad we're not in the same egg group.
But I promise you, we're going to fight a lot of strong people. You're going to become one of the greatest Eevees of all time. I promise you. But for now, eat up. We got a long day ahead of us. Now, excuse me. I'm finally gonna go freshen up. As Cable Walk, I keep on saying, ow, 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 ow. Alright.
It's been a pain.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it.
It really has been a pain.
But could have been worse.
It could have. One noise later. Sorry, again.
Actually.
Actually. No. Gosh darn it, though.
I wish I could tell you anything besides what I'm going to tell you.
Gosh darn it.
I wish I could say it, but I can't.
Just do it. It's time. Come on.
Cool.
Do it. Do it. If we're gonna make it, we're gonna make it entertaining.
And both of them are hanging from the ceiling. And everything is been destroyed.
So
What happened to the ceiling? Stark,
you realize that the ceiling would probably be the sky?
Stark's head is actually in the ceiling. And the Eevee is just like hanging off of the fucking ceiling fan.
Stark learned headbutt. Zen headbutt, actually. It's pretty nice.
Oh, now he's gonna put it on my character sheet right now.
So, as you finish up, getting washed, all that, kind of just like well said and done, you're coming back, and you're all, bandaged up, and you've seen to it that you're fine now. You come back outside, and the scene that you see, it's not one that you appreciate, not one bit.
Okay, I'm back and... Oh,
So,
no.
the backyard, where there were, nice little flowers that were like put out in pots, and this whole ensemble with a tree is like kind of like decorated in the sense, and there's a grill and things of that. Okay, none of that, right?
Oh,
The grill
no.
is destroyed. Somehow, like, the fence from your picket fence kind of deal that like surrounds your house is inside of the grill. The
Oh my
various
God.
tulips and daisies and roses, all those, not trampled on, but just drowned in water. Like, just drowned.
Oh my god.
You see that the
Oh my
tree,
God.
which is the current battle spot of these two, is being used as sort of like a fortification. The Zanzit is currently up the tree, throwing down what looks like acorns at Stark. And Stark is precision aiming the water gun to shoot each acorn as it falls and shoots them back up at Zanzit, which creates this sort of artillery battle between the two that you see playing out.
My god.
And as this is happening, a wild Pikachu is scurrying along.
No. Oh,
Just
no.
starts scurrying along and gets like hit in the back of the head with
Oh, no.
a acorn. Just like comes like precision aim straight in the back of the head, and as it's turning around to like see the attacker gets sprayed out of the way of this battle by Stark, as just like this water gun just like propels friggin' Pikachu spiraling backwards. And you would know that Pikachu actually belongs to your next door neighbor and
Oh no.
possible rival, if you could ever name one, maybe.
Oh, is this where we name Butthead?
This is where you name Bud.
Wait. Oh, so we're meeting our rivals?
Well, you
Hmm.
are.
All right. Afrin.
So-
You mispronounced butthead.
I mean, that's his nickname.
That's his nickname.
I don't know.
So-
I don't know why he's actually called Butthead. You know.
Who knows? Like, he seems like a swell guy who's always going on about how he's going to be better than everyone
Sounds
else.
like an asshole to me.
I mean, he
Yes.
does.
But hey, he has the skills to back it up. Mostly.
Does he though? Does he?
Does he?
His Rat-a-tat knows all the best moves.
That's
fucking rat-a-tat.
Gosh darn it!
Let me guess. At some point, he's gonna have a Pidgey too.
No. Actually, he has a Pikachu. That's his Pikachu. Now you kind of have
I
to
got
wonder
bad news.
yourself.
What?
Your
What's the
rival
bad
is
news?
actually red in disguise.
Yes.
Well, boys, we got Red version 2.
Or
It's like
yeah,
red
he's
with a
an
bad
asshole.
attitude. Yeah. It's red, but red with an attitude. But you would know that at this point, Athens Pikachu is kind of on the tame side, as opposed to his trainer, who is anything but tame. It just
hot-headed like a motherfucker.
yeah. Usually always the pacifist that balances out Atherin's insanity. But you do know that Pikachu has a limit. Oh, Pikachu has a limit.
Oh no.
And as Pikachu gets up, because it's a friggin' water attack. He's an electric type. So, as Pikachu gets up, he looks over to Stark. He looks towards Zanzit
no.
in the tree, and he uses Thunderbolt. And he just, as
Meanwhile, me and Faith are, seeing an electrical show going off.
near
Wherever
Kira's
we
house,
are.
yes. You're in like between two stalls
I
at
mean,
the
from
moment.
wherever we are in town, we're just seeing an electrical show.
Yeah, I mean you're next to some stalls here that are like, for you, Lance, you wandered next to this Pokestall that looks like it sells a bunch of not so much like just like TMs, like they're there and they're ridiculously priced, but also
TMs are.
You also see that there are various like trinkets and outfits for Pokemon, if you so choose to buy them. And you saw that on the other side there was like a bunch of accessories and such for trainers. Look the part, be the part. And as you're between those, you see Faith walking up, and the two of you, exchange a hello or a wave, or a belch. And as you are doing this, you look on like the peripheral of your eyes, and you see just like this light show play out. And as you look over, you see a thunderbolt coming down, and Kira, Zanzit falls out of the tree, excessively toasty.
Zanzit!
Seems like Kira is having fun this morning.
Zanzit. I can only see the anger in his eyes. He's just.
Zanzit has fainted. He's full on fainted.
Zanzit! Oh no. What about Stark?
So,
Well, I mean, he is
as
messing with his
Stark and
neighbor's Pokemon. It's true. Yet being the key word there.
as Stark and Heath, which is the Pikachu's name from Atherin's wide variety of names he could ever name a Pokemon. So I'd go with Heath.
Water gunning an electrical socket? I guess, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
So,
That
gosh darn
means
it.
that means Afrin's gonna come out. Oh, why not?
It's a strange ordeal, to say the very least. I'd like to say that, hey, it's all looking alright, champ. You're fine. This is okay. But it's not. You see Stark and Heath are at odds with one another yet again.
Stark, that's enough. I just pick up Stark. That's enough.
Stark looks to you, looks over towards Heath. Just kind of like looks towards you in a shrugging sort of manner. It's like, what? What? It's fine.
Stark,
I won.
Stark, tell me what happened
I
right
mean,
now.
you see Stark just kind of looks around to the battlefield. And, essentially, you kind of make out that, actually,
Kill.
do you have
Kill.
any...
Kill.
Pretty much. Do you have Poke Education at all?
No, that's something I want to actually like try to learn throughout this adventure. It's one of my vast abilities that I want to aim on learning.
Why in the sweet sheep did they give me this? Okay,
Because it
never
looks
mind that.
cool.
I mean, Palkia usually looks cool, but that's besides the point.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about that. So you see that sort of in a wait, did you give me Poke Education? Do you have it? Is it a trained skill?
I don't know if I have it. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to try to learn it throughout my adventure, so I can start talking with my Pokemon a lot more. Like, you understand them a lot more. Where would
I see.
go?
I see.
So I don't think we have that in the edges and features.
No. In your little traditional thing, it's just like right down there under skills. Yeah, no, you're a novice in it.
I am.
Yeah,
I got
roll
like
it.
2.
Gosh darn it! Where?
All the way down. At
All
skills.
the way to... Okay. Oh, I think I went too far.
Skills, Pokemon education, technology education, skill, perception, charm, command, focus. Those
Pokemon
skills.
education.
Focus, Neil.
There you go. 10.
Cool. You can kind of get out that Stark is trying to relay that he did not start the fight.
Nor did he finish the fight.
No, neither of those things.
Gosh.
'Cause that honor went to Pikachu.
Yep.
It did. It did.
He was looking to finish that fight, but Heath stepped in, and you can see, although electricity is buzzing around Heath's cheeks, he looks at you and gets calm again. He chills out, he mellows out. He just heard like a Pika, and then nothing. Just stopped. Heath just waddles away from this whole ordeal, just like begins sprinting in a direction past you, actually. And as you follow Heath's trail, you begin to see the silhouette and the shape and form of none other than Atherin.
Oh.
As he stands there.
Morning, Afrin. How are you
One of
today?
these houses is the damn lab.
This one of the house that he's in is in fact a lab, but not the lab. He doesn't have any relation to anybody named Ock or Ook or Oak. Weird names.
His name
As-
is Athen. No relation.
No relation. Athrun just looks at you. Would have been a good day. I didn't hear you and whatever this is constantly throwing around various forms of, and he just kind of looks around, outside appliances, apparently.
I'm sorry.
Listen, man. Now, I know that you're not the best trainer, okay? I get that. Not everybody can be. I like myself, okay? But I'm gonna need you to get a handle on your Pokemon, alright? Or just quit now. I mean, you have other options, right? It's fine. You gotta be up for the task, man. And if you're not for the task, you're gonna harm your Pokemon, yourself. Come on.
As I just look down, Stark looks at me.
Stark looks at you. Stark looks over at Athrun. Sprays him in the face with a water gun.
Stark!
And as he does this, Athrun's face is just like boiling with the water. Like usually it'd be soggy, but it's just like boiling. And then he turns a shade of red. All right, that's it. I've had all I can stand. Heath. And he just like points towards you and Stark. It's time that me and you, we square this out right now, today.
Oh, God. Stark, why?
Stark looks up at you. And it looks like this sort of innocent, what? I didn't do anything. It's fine.
Gosh darn it. Do you know Zanza?
Kelpie!
Oh, no. Is Zanza still faded?
What are you talking about?
Zanzas has gotten up at this point, shaken himself back into the right state of mind, and rushes like up next to you, mostly because his opponent is in front of him, and he looks up at Heath, and you see him just begin to bristle something fierce. Zanzas looks to you, and he shakes his head in a sort of fierce no if you're trying to like calm him down. And he points with his paw towards Athrun's Pikachu, and he points to you.
I can always imagine him. He's having like both paws. It's like he didn't get someone too quickly.
It's like, I want him
When
dead.
did you learn how to stand on your own? Dude, this points. And just do the Undertaker thing with his throat. Yeah.
All I see is shops. We're supposed to stop shopping?
Can't stop the shop. Once you stop shopping, what are you? What are you really?
Okay. If you two want this, and if this will help you both calm down.
Exactly, not our problem. I mean, granted, you know, me and Larvitar could walk over there and probably finish it since there's electricity.
Alright. I accept your challenge.
Good. You ain't a coward, at least. Alright. You, me, we're gonna do this in the square.
In the square?
Yeah.
Alright.
You ain't scared, right?
No, I got this. I got this.
Good. Come on. And he begins walking ahead of you.
We need to up out of character. At some point, should we find like a picture for Stark and his Pokemon?
You mean for Heath and Athen?
Yeah, for Heath and Afrin.
I've already found it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Alright, so I just go right here. Since we're going to the square.
get this out here. Friggin' Atherin. This is exactly what he'd look like.
If he looks like Butthead, I swear, I'm gonna be like, nope, nope, nope.
No. He looks a lot like... Let me see here.
You're right. We'll just stay over here and do our shopping. It's fine.
Oh my gosh. There's some options here. There's
Show
some
me-
options here.
Show me these options.
I'll show you the options, alright?
While you're showing options, me and Faith are over here just having a shopping good time. Oh, so
Is it?
good? Well, I would assume so.
Alright.
Granted, we're not gonna hopefully not be here too much longer. After, somebody finishes being a little pain in the butt.
Huh.
You're not sure where it came from, but there's an insult. It was directed directly at you.
Huh. Huh. I must be catching a cold or something. Anyway.
Alright, so between the three, right?
Mhm.
You tell me. Which Atherin makes you think Atherin the most? Now, there is no wrong answer. There's only a wrong answer. And I think that you won't.
Really? Wait, hold it. I'm gonna make the wrong answer regardless. Wait, hold it.
Alright,
Oh, wow.
okay. Right? There you go.
Alright, the middle one.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go with the middle one.
The
I'm
middle
like,
one?
yes.
The one on the right looks a little too close to red, and the other one looks like he's a little bitch.
Exactly. But they are all good choices. But that's my rival.
Oh, okay.
Now, just tell us where we're going. Do I stay like right here, or do I need to move a little bit? The Vince OC.
Not another OC.
Well, this kind of reminds me of when me
All
and
of
on
Vince's
on
OCs
her.
have to have blue hair. It's a rule of
You
thumb.
know,
It's trademark.
I'm actually gonna be realistic here. This kind of reminded me on how me and
It's a
Vince
rule of
actually met.
It's a rule of
Since-
events. It says so in the book events.
That book. Okay, guys, let me listen to you all this. The book is dead. You hear me? It's dead.
No, it's not.
It's dead.
As,
Let's
lo-
let it die.
as,
Let it
as
die.
long as the religion lives. The
What
book
religion?
Events, the
This-
religion of Vince.
Who?
The religion of Vince.
Who?
Listen, New Day.
Who? Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. If you're
It's-
watching this, Vince, love you, buddy.
And it said it in the book of Vince.
Who?
Chapter Pro. Article
what?
Article 351.
Wait, what?
And then Zero had his ass beat.
Man.
You know, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. I would expect that being in that book. It would not be a true book otherwise. Now I can actually get behind the Book of Vince a little.
Alright. And this is what Heath looks like.
Looks like a Pikachu.
He does.
Are you just gonna hit me with a ketchup? Are you just gonna hit me with ketchup?
He's gonna come in and slap you with that ketchup. Hope you catch up.
Oh,
Fuck.
oh, my face! Oh,
Just throws it right at your head. Alright.
use ketchup for his tackle.
Zero
For his tackle,
talking
it's just
shit.
ketchup.
So, as
Talking
this battle's
shit.
about to
Do
get
you mean?
running up real quick, I'll be just a moment. Just a moment.
Okay.
You lied to me.
Zero is not here.
What do you mean I'm not here?
He's
Here,
right
here.
over there.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
But are
Are
you
you-
sure?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm right here. I'm right here, dang it. I didn't leave.
All right.
I didn't go anywhere.
Well,
That's why I
yeah, we'll
actually
see.
went to go use the restroom. But yeah. But I'm here. Let's do this. Let's continue.
All right.
The cycle of battle.
And Bread is here as well. Thanks, Bread. Very stupid random songs. Oh no. Well, where is my very stupid random song? Right. Let me see here.
So
We're gonna pump it up. Yes. What's up?
where in the holy hell is the goddamn lab?
Oh
The
yeah,
lab?
the professor. Yeah, the professor's lab.
Oh, it's right here. Hold on.
Oh, it's the blue house.
I didn't point to anything yet. That's just Bread. Screw with.
Right.
So the lab is all over here.
Damn it.
So that's the lab.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Easy way to not make eye contact with Zero.
Do not make eye contact.
But why would you not want to do that?
Because they want.
His problem,
Because he.
not ours.
And plus, he just wants to be rude. How rude!
Big rude. Big rude.
Oh God, he has two Pikachu's. Ah, snap their
Brings out
packet.
Heath and Keith.
Heath and Keith. God, snap their packet. Heath.
Ah, yeah, they are. What in the world?
Well, now I have no choice. I summon my newest Pokemon. The newest legendary Blue Eyes White.
Big blue eyes. The big blue dragon.
Big Blue Dragon. Just
Why is this still playing this medley music? Get that out of
Did you
here.
skip it?
Let's
I'm
skip it.
surprised. I'm surprised you actually don't have the Hydrobot in here.
It's because the nerd known as Vincent is using it.
Not anymore.
No, he's not. He's actually about to do his stream. Yeah, he's off. Yeah, he's no longer using it anymore, buddy.
It's too late. I already used. I'm already using rhythm.
Just-
I don't have time for Hydra.
Look, man, you always gotta have time for Hail Hydra.
No, I don't. I don't. And I won't.
Come
No.
on. Okay.
Okay.
Just-
um,
just- and then just take a glove and slap it.
what did I say your Pokemon's level was?
We all should be at 6.
Except for our Eevees, which will be level 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Wait, what is that? Alright. I don't know why. For some reason, I had a gosh darn stunfish. Don't ask me how, or why, or both in the same sentence. So I can't give you anything, except sadness. I can give you plenty of sadness.
But Soccer, we want the happiness, not the sadness.
Oh, that's across the street. Why don't you say so?
Because I'm about to start a battle with my rival.
That's
Okay.
if I can get this nonsense to go in my direction.
Meanwhile, with Stark.
I gotta set up this silly thing's stats. Because Heath actually is packing heat. If you thought for a second that Heath was a little ladybug, you were wrong.
Wait, Nani. Dad.
Aw, yeah. Rolling around at the speed of sound, my dude.
Got places to go. Wait, what did you catch, Sonic? What?
Yeah. Athens been busy.
What the? Sir, Afrin is cheating the rules. Sonic is not a Pokemon.
Sonic is now a new Pokemon.
What the heck?
Turns out it's just a level 99 Raichu. Pretending to be...
And we walk away from this fight. Goodbye.
Not only has Atherin been training, he's literally just the equivalent of a Pokemon Master.
I haven't even started my training. I already have a level 99 Pokemon.
This is the equivalent. I think I may not be able to do this for you at the moment. Just because this is being a big dumb. It's being a super big dumb. Extra meaty on the dumb.
Why does this thing have to be a big dumb? God,
Oh no. Sometimes you go in and you try to stat out a Pikachu, and instead they just keep giving you Pichu, because that's what I wanted. That's the one that I wanted.
Oh, you wanted
Right
the
there.
Pichu instead of this Pikachu?
No.
I'm about to be like, wait, hold.
I just wanted the stinking Pikachu.
Just.
If you don't give me a Pikachu right this moment, we gonna come to blows. We will. Come on. Come on. My small baby eyes are trying to whittle it down. But unlike most things where you're like, yes, the Pokemon is right here, right? And it's all like alphabetical. Nah, not this. This isn't alphabetical. Everything is everywhere. It's all just one big pile of Pokemon. I could make you fight a Ho, but I don't think you want to do that.
Are you planning on murdering me, dog?
Listen, it's fine. You could fight a Ho. You just gotta use Thunderbolt.
I did it.
See? You didn't Lance say about the one time he punched a Ho in the face?
Yeah, and then I threw a level 1 Magikarp at it.
and it just ran away.
Yep, I'm scared. It's like too much style and wouldn't fight. Nope.
That's friggin' why I'm such a goob.
What happened?
I can't make you fight. Fight Heath.
Bye.
I really can't make you fight Heath.
Why? What happened?
Apparently,
You know
I
what the
walked the floor
minimum-
with you.
You know what the minimum is for Pichu to become Pikachu?
Oh. Yeah, we
know-
can't. Yeah, we can't have that.
I've already statted it out. Alright, Zero. It's time for you to have a good old-fashioned Pokemon battle.
Explain to me what level this Pikachu is, and depending on how this is gonna go, it will depend on my reaction.
I mean, you've hung out with Heath. Not Atherin, just Heath. A few times.
Okay.
I'll let you guess for a second.
I
Is
think
it?
Ash's Pikachu, level 1000.
And we're done. Goodbye. I'm gonna guess maybe like same level around Star. Or maybe like a little bit higher, maybe.
Maybe a little bit higher.
Maybe like level.
If he's going
Like you
up
say,
stats to turn in
8 or
from
9.
a Pichu to a Pikachu,
You did it.
8 or 9?
No,
Level
you
9?
got close. You just
Okay.
go one higher.
Gosh darn it, Soccer, you're making me fight a level 10?
Making use a very tough thing. Unlike the video games, you have the option of backing out of this at any point in time.
Gosh.
It's not that bad actually, but it is faster than both your Pokemon. But in this, you can use doubles. You can totally just pull out friggin' Stark and then have Zanzas just come around back and
Zanzas ain't gonna. They are both gonna fight this Eevee. The only I already know Zanzas is gonna fight this Pikachu regardless. He wants this. He wants vengeance.
and
As for Stark, this is another. Stark is taking up for the fellow for my master. So.
And Bread, the thing that you sent me is the thing that I'm using actually, but I thank you for it. Okay, so before this music's body is dry, so do you want to handle this in the sense of Pokemon only, no trainers allowed? Want to have a nice clean match, just Pokemon?
I mean, with these two, they're gonna want to both fight him at the same time.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I'm talking about in the
to-
sense of most Pokemon battles, if you're out in the wild, it's Pokemon and their trainers. But here, you have the option of doing that. If you jump out of it, Athrun will as well.
You know what? Just for them to
Settle this.
see, yeah.
All
Just
right.
for them, so we're gonna let this go. We're gonna let this happen.
All right, I'm gonna kick you and Athrun out. What's Stark's speed again?
Let me go to Stark. Look, they have the page. The character sheet. Behold. Speed. Here we go. What the heck is your speed? I was behind you being deceived. Oh no, it's 4. Well, actually no, it's 7.
Set.
It is 7.
And what was Zanz's speed again?
9. Zanzas is the fastest one on this team.
All right. So. Okay.
I'm gonna need both these character sheets, alright? Gosh. Alright. Let's do this, boys.
So as it's Heath's turn, a smug look on his face. Friggin' Athrun orders Heath to use. Yep. To use Thunder Wave.
Thunder Wave!
So, as you see Heath begin to have this electrical buzz in his cheeks, he kind of yells out, and this wave of electricity starts crackling around, and it hits Doodly-doodly-doo. Zanzas.
Zanzas. So, what do I do?
Basically,
Since
it paralyzes Zanzas.
This is my first time ever doing status. So, how do we add these status?
There's a.
Oh, you don't have to add them.
No.
Because I don't think they don't work. We found out. There's a little doohickey that is making it you can click it in your little ailments thing, but it won't actually do anything to your rolls.
Okay.
So don't even worry about it. I'll just tell you what it does and then act on that.
Gotcha.
So it only lasts one round.
Got it. So only just this one. So there's only just this one turn phase, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it basically means that you cannot move, as they say.
Okay, so it will automatically just skip Zanz's turn, and it will move straight on the start.
Yes.
Alright. Alright, start. Time.
As Sans is about to go in for just like to try and bite into Heath, gets zapped. But as it is Stark's turn, what does he do?
Feint attack.
Ooh.
Now, if I remember what feint attack is. It just a regular attack, correct? It's not a special. Don't quite remember what it was.
Did you put it down in your skill list?
Yeah, I did.
Click it.
Let me see. Oh,
I
there's one.
believe feint attack is a physical. It cannot miss. So yeah.
Oh, it cannot miss. It's gonna hit.
Friggin' feint attack.
Feint attack. Good move.
Gets the tough stains in, and you can never move them.
Exactly.
So, as Stark goes in and thrashes, Heath, something fierce, you see as, I don't really know how feint attack, like, looks. I know what it is, but I don't know how it looks. I guess it's just, like, theater of mind sort of deal. So, yeah, Stark goes in with, like, a sort of gallop of sorts, slams into Heath, just, like, mows him over. But as he jumps back to continue the battle, you see that this sort of stack electricity is all around Stark, and he is paralyzed for a turn.
Okay, so now Stark cannot attack this coming turn. Okay. How much damage does this do? I don't know if I have to do.
It doesn't do any damage. It just paralyzes you. Oh no, the feint attack hits. Yeah.
Yeah. What do I do for the? I know I gotta roll something for damage.
Nope, you already did. It rolled on its own.
Okay, so I damage is 23, so I did 23 damage to it. Sheep.
Don't forget that defense subtracts from that damage.
Yeah, I do not know what his defense is.
It's pretty low. I'll tell you that much. It's pretty low.
So that
Heath
means
isn't the most tanky Pokemon.
Heath do well. Heath do well.
And he's not Atherin's only Pokemon. But at the moment, it seems Atherin is very confident that Heath and Heath alone can beat both Zanzas and Stark single-handedly.
That might be a mistake he's gonna learn to regret.
It might just be.
This might just be a mistake that you are gonna regret this.
So, as both your Pokemon are currently paralyzed,
For a turn, but
is going to go
Oh, yeah.
and use what is known as Tail Whip, as he is commanded by Atherin to slice out at Stark.
Stop.
We're going to see if he hits Stark. Nope. Tail comes
Even
down like
better.
iron. And Stark, although still paralyzed, dodges out of the way in the nick of time.
Stark. Good job, buddy.
I'm sure that Stark has given you various kelps. Bless you.
Thank you. Okay. But since it's already been a turn for Zanzits, the paralyzation is done.
It would be a turn. Yeah. You can definitely. Let me go back over here.
Let's see.
Pretty sure I'm using paralysis rules. Let me see here. Oh, I was not. I was using flinch.
Oh. Hold on. So you use flints. Alright, so let's see what tail whip does then. Bring on the tail whip.
0.
Yes.
While you're doing this, lower, because it's still going to be the same result either way, but lower in where it says like combat stats. If you see that for Zanzis
Yeah. Let me go to combat stats.
and Stark.
Got both pages up here. We're just gonna separate you both. Combat. Might be on a different page. Yep. Let's see. Oh. Base stats on this one. Combat.
Combat stats.
Now, come on now. Oh.
For instance, right on Zanzis, in the little wheel, right, it's combat stage under stats. You see that? Where all your stats are allocated and everything like that?
Stack.
It'll tell you like the current stuff of Zanzis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the max,
Okay.
like the HP markings and the
Bring
evasion.
that to -4 for the speed stat, right? Due to the
-4.
paralysis. And
so it'll be 5.
yes, for now.
And then same.
And at this moment, since the turn is rolled back over to Zanzis, what you can do, right, is roll me a d20. And on...
Let me click Zanzits and then the D20. So, booyah. 10.
Let me see that. 10? Alright, yes. Zanzis is free to fight. And let me see here.
Zanzits.
Yes. Alright. So, you are free to act. As Zanzis is down to a 5. And be sure to put that same number in for Stark.
So it's gonna be a minus. So
-4.
-4, so. Alright. So.
And what's Stark's speed at? With a -4.
It was at 7, but
Yep.
now it's down to 4. Alright. So. We're gonna play this game, huh?
This is the game he's playing. But what did you use?
Well, you know, there was a certain move that you did, Zanzits, that caused Stark a lot of trouble.
Zanzis looks back to you and grins.
So, guess what you get to do? You can use it. Go ahead.
And then he uses Thunderbolt. No.
No, I meant to use Sand Attack. Wait, what the? What the sheep? Sand Attack was a non-roll?
What do you mean?
No, I'm trying to use Sand Attack with Zanzits.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like it didn't let me use Sand Attack. Extension. What's it called? Sure. Mm-hmm. There we go. Now use it.
Oh. That's weird.
Yeah, I clicked it the first time, but then it.
That's because you didn't put in the AC.
The AC. Wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know I forgot.
There you go. I slapped it on there for you. Try it again.
Why, thank you.
No problemo. And it hits.
Aha!
So,
Dude!
as both sides are playing all kinds of dirty, Zanzis snickers and kicks up dirt into Heath's eyes as Heath just kind of reels back. The bottle of ketchup goes to the ground. It's time to get serious.
You're blind for a turn.
He is. He is.
And now it has to skip Stark because Stark paralyzed.
It does not skip Stark. Roll to see if Stark can attack. And if rolls
Stark.
anything below a 5, he cannot.
So D20, right?
D20. Nope.
And no, he cannot.
Stark is paralyzed. Tries to fight. Cannot fight. And as the electrical currents whip through, Heath begins to sway. Oh yes. And let me see. I'm pretty sure you just throat punched this Pokemon something fierce.
I can only imagine Zanza just doing that. He's not attacking and punching it.
Yes. Let me see what that good old fashioned bedazzling blind does.
The target is blind until the end of their next turn.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So. Ha!
Haha. Let me see here. Friggin' I don't want a Zubat.
Well, as you can clearly see, the Zubat came out of nowhere.
He did.
And then just and then just came in here, took the ketchup bottle, and Hayes just fled. You know?
Just fled.
He's like, my ketchup bottle! Pika pika!
So friggin' Heath goes in to tackle Zanzis.
Zanza! Doesn't hit. Oh. Oh my. Does this hit?
It's -6. But yes, it still hits.
Okay, so I need the minus. How much damage am I taking? Well,
We're about to find out.
And then I got a minus it throughout my defense.
Mm-hmm. Subtract the attack from your defense, and what that calculates out to is how much damage you actually took. All right. So, let's see here. What is your big baby strength?
Big baby rage.
Big Baby Rage, coming to a theater near you in Cinemax. So, 17.
17 minus.
What a little baby.
You underestimate my Eevee's defense.
He'll fall before Heath. He's just playing with him.
Zanza just looks at him like a JoJo pose. Zanza, when did you get swole?
Music begins playing.
Alright, where's my HP? Because I got 100. So the current max hit points is what I need to work with? Or?
Mm-hmm.
He is at. Alright, so. Right now we got a minus this by 8. So. Well, by 9.
So, as you're
Minus-
telling Zanz to stop JoJo posing, right?
Stop doing
Some
posing!
reason.
JoJo! gosh. Darn it. Alright, so, I'm at 48 HP.
48 HP?
Yep, 48 HP. I'm hoping yeah, 48.
Alright. Gosh darn it. I thought it was only fitting.
It is. Wait. Sakura. You can't possibly mean. Well, you know what?
Thought it was
You
fitting.
know what? I will take it. I will take it. Let's
All right.
do this.
What does Zamsus do?
Zanzi. This time, let's go with Fastcade.
Hits. Facade.
Facade. As the EV charges up, and it's
Takes a terrible walloping. You see that Heath has very little spring in his step right now. He is just it looks like the wind was just kicked out of him. He is not doing good, as he's a little dazed and confused as to what's going on. But then we roll back down to Stark. Roll me that d20 to see if he finally snaps out of it.
Doc! We need you in here, buddy.
Definitely does. Go for it.
Stock. Once more. Feint attack. I'm guessing this might miss.
Oh wait, that's every other turn. Every other turn.
Oh.
Can't use it this time. You can use a different attack though.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Tackle.
Unfortunately,
It does not hit.
it does not.
It became too
As-
slow. Oh no.
Stark begins going towards in a charge again at he dazedly and hazily kind of just tilts out of the way and goes in again for tackle. Oh, it hits.
Stark. Oh no. How much damage?
21. I'm going to subtract that from your defense.
Okay. Oof. This is kind of big damage.
It's big damage.
Good lord.
But that is Heath as he launches his final assault against both Zanzus and Stark. But then it becomes Zanzus' turn.
Zanza. You want to end this?
Zanzus looks to you as if that were even a question. He's raring to go as he digs his heels into the ground.
One more time.
That's all she wrote. As... Oh, no, wait. Gosh darn it, 0. Every other turn. Every other turn.
Stop!
Every other turn.
Okay. You know what? Tackle it.
That hits. It does the same thing. Alright. So, you see as Zanzus, with a glare in his eyes, rushes towards Heath and just slams his body into Heath. And as the dust settles, Heath is incapacitated.
Sakura, I only imagine him grossing it and just slapping him. You're like...
Yes.
And
the speed is taken off, and the battle is ended. You have defeated Trainer Atherin.
Afrin! You lose. We did it!
Maybe you're not as bad as I thought you were. But that was just one Pokemon. I was going easy on you. As he picks up Heath. Next time, we'll settle this for real. You better be ready. Kind of walks away, holding Heath underneath his arm.
How much? Thank you for the match, though.
Yeah. As he kind of waves a hand. Don't go doing foolish things.
I won't.
And as Atherin walks out of the picture with Heath in tow, you friggin' did it! You crushed him.
Mainly Zanzits.
Yeah.
It was just a Zanzits day proving his dominance. It's like, level 10, huh? Walk away. Now, how much XP do I get from this battle? I know I gotta
That
split
will
it between...
all be determined at the end. Don't worry though, I'll tell you.
Alright.
But for now, we're going to, while all that was happening, Faith, Lance. Faith and Lance. Lance and Faith. Lance.
I'm gonna take my Pokemon to the Pokemon Center to heal them up.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get here.
Are both Faith and Lance alive? Yo! I saw Brett typing.
Red belt.
I'm here.
Okay.
Alright, so, what are you doing inside of the lab? As you walk in, you're seeing that, what's happening?
I don't think we can hear Angel.
No. Angel, if you're
Angel.
saying things, cannot hear you at all.
Leave and come back, buddy.
Nothing illegal, I promise. Everything illegal. It's all illegal. You may be talking to someone.
Okay.
But, Faith, as you enter with Lance into the research, get this friggin' music out of here. Get this music out of here.
I did it.
You did it. How you did it? Who knows? But you friggin' did it. Alright. Put this here.
Oh yeah, let me
The weasel.
let me get their stats back to normal.
Yes.
Well, like their HP stuff back to normal.
HP and their speeds. Remember to get rid of those -4s.
I took care of that. Automatically, buddy.
Cool. Alright. So, Faith, as you walk in, you see that it is a relatively large researching facility inside. There are tons of books and various bookcases just like littered throughout this place. In fact, the stairwell itself is not the usual one, but one built entirely out of books. To go both up and down and to ascend to the various other levels. The researchers in here look more like scholars, honestly. You see a lot of them look like they dressed more for the Renaissance era than anything else. Most of them have dressed smart and very by the book, whilst others look like they came straight out of an old medieval novel. But what they all share in common is what looks like a badge of sorts. Well, I mean, that too. It's two things that they share in common. They're massive nerds, and they all have these little badges on their shirts that have a Pokeball, right? Opened up, and there's a tree growing out of it. And although their outfits differ, the emblem is the same on each and every last one. Most of them look like they're busy either reading through various Poke materials or seeing to various other individuals and trainers that have come in and are questioning the researchers themselves for information of varying natures. But as you're looking on, you see that past the pile of books, up the stairwell, is what looks to be the head researcher speaking on what looks like this terminal, almost, to some figure. You can't really see it from down here, but you can always give me perception to see if I'm wrong, and you have eagle eyes. Okay. It's just enough. So you can see that on the terminal is, in fact, Professor Cherry Blossom, who is, at the moment, it looks like he's somewhere in the Arctic region of Infinity. Also, I think I hear Angel again.
Angel!
Is it Angel?
Yeah.
Welcome back, buddy.
Welcome back. Did you fall asleep?
No.
Internet shot out on you?
No. I went
No.
out. I went out and got some ice cream.
Gosh darn it, Angel. Gosh darn it.
So my battle was that boring, I see.
That's rude. Anyhow, as I was mentioning to Faith, you see that all throughout this research lab is a variety of books, and the majority of like the books in here actually make up the structures. As you see that the stairwell in the entire upper level looks like it's made entirely out of books. Maybe they're casings and less like the entire books themselves. And all the researchers look like they are of a scholarly nature. Very smart fitting, form-fitting outfits. And each and every last one of them has an emblem on their sleeve and on their vest that has a Pokeball opened with a tree growing out. And up the stairs, like dead in the center on the next floor, you see what looks to be the head researcher speaking with an individual on a monitor. And Faith, past what I said about Professor Cherry Blossom looking like he's somewhere in the Arctic, it looks like he is currently holding what looks like a snow runt, and it kind of just like under his arm, very delicately, and is having some form of conversation with the researcher, whom you know as one of the men who handed you a tablet to fill out all of your, basic information before you got registered to have the Pokemon that you do and go out on a journey. And Lance, I'm pretty sure. No, nothing. Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
So, at this moment in time, before you both approach the researcher known as, what did I call him? I did call him Larry. Larry, the researcher, the head researcher. Do you have any, outside of, like, obviously you met him before when he gave you the tablets, but do you know Larry well? Do you have any history with Larry that you'd like to share?
No. Unless we're making shit up.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Time for make shit up. Let's see. Larry. He's got a brother named Gary, and he needs help saving his family.
Yeah.
Gosh. Darn it. Alright. Fair enough.
I got nothing.
I asked you the question. You know about Larry's brother Gary. Fine. But, let me see. Faith doesn't get along with a lot of the official Pokemon researchers. She blames them for the bad reputation of dark Pokemon with the Pokédex entries. I see. You would definitely come to blows with Larry on a verbal dispute then, as he has a very rigid idea of what most Pokemon are like, and you've gone on very long tirades about how they're misunderstood and much kinder than people give them credit for, and Larry, only having bad experiences with most dark types, has basically been issuing out the propaganda that the majority of them are just nightmare fuel for most trainers and bystanders alike. This is a bit of beef. Hold the gravy. I don't know why you put gravy on beef. I've never had beef, so I wouldn't know. Beautiful.
Dang.
So, do you just call this down, or do you walk up the stairs, staring this man in the back of his, actually not bald head, and just say this
Balding head. He's got a comb over.
at the entrance? And he does have a comb over. So as you shout this, most of the researchers look to you, and as it seems they like, look at where you're in the direction that you're looking. Most of them go back to what they're doing, but looking around, Larry finally spots both you and Lance, and with a very nonchalant kind of, oh, yeah, come on up.
My God.
They ain't got all day. Get yourselves up here.
This is why his brother Gary's better researcher.
He totally is. Gary's the cooler one. He has, this like sports car, and he has a nice, like, filthy rich looking house. He looks nothing like a researcher, but he is one in his own right, but he just lives the life of luxury. There's a rivalry there that will stand the test of time. But as you both come up, as per Larry's quote-unquote request, you see on the screen Professor Cherry Blossom looks to the lot of you. Don't just stand there, Larry. Jeez, I mean, come on now. Give them their Pokédexes. Thought I told you to give them that yesterday. And as he looks towards Larry begrudgingly looks towards you, Faith, and looks over to you, Lance.
Yeah, Larry.
Yeah, but come on. I mean, they ran out like kids do sometimes and forgot. I wasn't gonna remind him. It's not my job to remind him, is it?
Listen, it's not our fault the guy that's supposed to be there telling us it's dangerous out there in the wilderness wasn't sitting there.
It's this guy. As Larry points towards the screen and towards Professor Cherry Blossom. I'm pretty sure that I actually did, in a great length, tell each and every one of the trainers in this town just how dangerous it was outside of the town limits. I'm going to score that one a 7. You need more work, Lance? Nope, still a 7. You gotta get higher, gotta get deeper. From the core. Come on, I believe in you. As a coordinator in training, I know you got it in you. Style me. Come on. But, as I was saying, they know all the safety precautions. It's entirely up to them if they adhere to it, as I myself believe that freedom for a trainer and their Pokemon is essential for Unison. They cannot bond over their togetherness in the sense that they are free to be whatever they wish to be, then they are doomed to walk the same paths as those of son of a biscuit made out of Triscuits.
So Al, as that happens, welcome back, buddy.
Thank you.
Bread went BRB for 1 second.
Wait, it right here.
And Bread's back. Welcome back, Bread.
Why? Thank you.
While you're gone, I just
Without
rushed.
telling anybody.
I just
You
rushed.
scumbag.
Scum! I rushed from the Pokemon Center all the way here.
Okay. And as Professor Cherry Blossom ends his call, yeah, wasn't any more than a couple minutes. Don't worry, everything's fine. I just was notified that I need to get back to a particular part of this wonderful region that I'm hoping the three of you, as he looks to all three of you, are enjoying so far. Probably not that far into your journey yet, as you're still here in this town. But hey, I hope that so far you're finding your decisions with, well, what you've aspired to be and what you're trying to accomplish on your journey. Son of a mud-loving cheese biscuit. Hold on.
Oh my god. I'm feeling the phone calls today.
Let's
Everything
just
alright?
Now worry about it right now. It's
Okay.
anything to talk
Alright,
about.
I'll worry about it in about 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Screw the spirit of Christmas. But
So Bahagam?
Molotov love is pretty nice. Oh, right. The bot
The
died.
bot is gone! Bring in Hydra!
No, we don't need Hydra.
Dang.
Hydra's dead to me.
So it's dead to you, Afro?
Mm-hmm.
It's dead to him, guys. It's dead.
Sweet merciful. Why in the... Oh, because it tried to play a gosh darn image.
What?
That was a weird thing.
What? Wait, what?
Whatever. Wait, there we go. So, let's try this again from the top. There we go. So, outside of many things that I need to get on top of, I will see the three of you later, hopefully, and in good health. But before that, Larry, if you would please hand them their Pokédexes now, preferably.
Yeah,
And,
I need our paperweights. I mean Pokédexes.
Larry just grumbling under his breath. Don't get paid enough for this.
You don't get paid enough.
He does. Very barely. But Larry walks behind the terminal. Oh. As you say this, Faith, Professor Cherry Blossom stops for a moment. Are you sure? The research team spent a lot of time customizing it for you. Are you certain? I hear it has all of the latest stuff. Larry doesn't even bother giving you a response. He just is rummaging around various things and pulls out 2 Pokédexes. Lance, as you look over yours, it is probably the coolest thing you could imagine being in your hands at the moment. Imagine it. What is it?
He doesn't care for it.
Okay, it's square.
It's
Thread. Has a glass bead on it for the camera.
Yeah.
And it opens up.
Okay. That gets thrown out of a window. And set on fire. Get that Gen 1 out of here.
Gen 1.
Gosh darn. Flip phone stinking Pokédex is out of here. What you see in front of you is... It's kind of odd, actually. The color tone matches your suit that you're wearing at the moment. And you see that it's sort of shaped in this form that looks kind of like, what's the word? Not a fist. What is the word I'm looking for? Kind of like when your hand holding something, kind of like open holding, like you have a phone in your hand and it doesn't fit all the way around the phone, and you're just kind of like in that hand pose, so to speak. And it's a hand, sort of like a golden hand, as the shape and the trimming, but the inside, the primary color, is this deep blue. And you can see in the center of the hand, on the palm, there is this crazy sort of circle screen. And on it, you can see oval, not circle, oval screen. And on it, you can see that your tyrant, as it were, is dressed out in what looks like this suit, and is currently walking through a wall, like as it explodes, and it has like this sort of digital explosion happening on the screen. And that is your background at the moment. The various little menus are little like Pokeballs, and if you press on any of them, they open up the net. They go to reference and cross-reference various Pokemon. And yeah, you see that if you try to maybe put it in your pocket, it actually shrinks down and like sort of slams together.
I'll be right back, everybody.
Okay, Zero. In a like flat surface to fit like a phone in your pocket. But otherwise, when it comes back out of your pocket, it comes to the full size of this sort of crazy bedazzled hand. This like open palm kind of deal. And the way that the palm looks, it looks kind of like Tyrant's hand. It's like his claw, basically. A little Larvitar hand.
So it's a nub.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's pretty large. And you're pretty sure as soon as it is handed to you, Tyrant is just kind of making grabby hand towards it to hold it instead. As he holds it in his hands, he begins flipping through it and pressing various buttons. And you see as he just kind of examines the shape of the phone itself, gives it a few experimental bites. As it seems dense enough to warrant that the little Larvitar can't actually bite into it. Tyrant essentially hands it back to you, and you can see that he has messed with all of the settings. But it looks like he did it pretty well. Everything looks tidy and neat, as opposed to how it was given to you, which was clunky and everything was everywhere. But instead of what you saw before, with Tyrant just walking through a wall in a suit, it's just Tyrant's face on the screen, looking as if it was just taken just now. Just like a screenshot of sorts.
That's my boy.
Personalizing it. Outside of that, though, I can't really talk about Kira's because he ain't here at the moment.
I'm not even entirely sure he's able to get back in here.
You're not sure he's able to get back in here?
There's 4 people allowed in this this room. There are 4 people, including the bot.
Hold on. Alright. That should work out. Gosh. Darn it. I feel like I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting?
Everything to do with 0?
No. I have all that in my mind place. In my big wagon box. I know what I'm forgetting. Why don't you both give me perception?
Ha! I'm blind.
A little bit. Gosh.
Bates even more blind.
Darn it. Actually, what you were both trying to look at,
Well, I
or
mean, I
look
have
for,
above half, so.
yes. As you were glancing around the research facility, you could see, actually, that there were several bug-type Pokemon just wandering here and there, in and out of books. But each one, right, seemed as though they were taking books, taking them onto the various desks, and reading them. That's rude. Bug types have feelings, dang it. Yes, like fear and pain. You know, for someone who's trying to make it, you know, dark types are cool and they're real nice. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on towards bug types. Nah, I got you. Yeah, I guess. Outside of that, you take note that the various bug type Pokemon are actually reading through the books themselves. And some of them have huddled together, and you see one reading over the region and giving a, it looks inside. If do either of you walk over? As Larry goes on to a boring tirade towards Kira, who's kind of spaced out at the moment again. This little like dots go over his head. About the Pokédex. We'll get back to that in a moment.
Yeah, I mean, it gives us something to do outside of, watching Kira in his blank stare mode.
I was kind of intimidated. Ever so intimidated. So, you see. You know what? I forgot that Shuckle registered as a bug type for a second. Thought he was a fish.
Nope. Rock bug.
friggin' rock bug. What kind of bug is he?
Oh,
Welcome
boy.
back.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
What did I miss?
You went blank stare off into space mode again.
Yeah, just little dots appeared over your head, and you just were staring at Larry and just like staring him down.
I'm thinking of Gary. Yeah.
It's like Gary's just so much better.
Thank you, Brad.
So, basically the only thing you missed was both Faith and Lance walked over to find out what 4 Venonats were reading. Yeah. They're little Venonats, and they all were reading from this book that looks like this, kind of like a storybook kind of deal. Just the way that it looks, and there's a map on it of the region, and they went over to check that out. But you, however, were hearing from Larry, basically to summarize what he was saying as you were spacing out, that your Pokédex is essentially one of the more up-to-date and more recent Pokédexes out there, outfitted with everything that a trainer could need. You have, obviously, its primary function, which is to identify Pokemon. Then you have other things as far as it functioning as a phone in case of the need arising, and as a means of browsing information across the World Wide Web. And Kira, your Pokédex looks like, it looks kind of like a tidal wave kind of deal. Not tidal wave. What's the word? A sort of a river's stream, kind of in that sort of like a loop kind of sway. Like it has various curves to it, and it's like this sort of watery flourish. Big enough for you to hold in your hand, of course. And as you see it, you see that it, in the center of it, on this screen that kind of forms out of the water, this square screen, there is the image of your Wolfie, right there, of Stark, just in the screen, and is currently in like mid-battle pose, shooting out a water gun towards what looks like this giant Gyarados.
Nice. This is really cool. Take a look at this, Stark.
Stark looks up at the image on the screen, and you see that he has like sort of his chest puffed out in sort of pride, and it seems as though he really enjoys it. However, of course, Sans he looks at it, scoffs, and looks away, and wanders over to the table that Faith and Lance have walked over to. And as perhaps you join them, mayhaps.
Yeah, I'm gonna go join them to see what's our next course of action.
Okay.
Get
You would,
down. That's what our next course of action is.
That is, but which path, like which way are we leaving out of town for Lance?
Decisions.
Whichever way closest.
Well,
And thus the party
Wow.
got lost and died. And died. The end.
Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it.
So you can see that as Kira leaves and Larry goes back to doing what Larry does, scratching his head and finding that there's a small rock in his hair for some reason, plucking it out, throwing it off to the side, begins walking into what looks like a back room. Larry, grimacing, looks back over his shoulder. Are you sure?
Don't keep the young lady waiting. That's rude.
I hate
Hey,
this
I'll-
job.
You need to have more style in your life.
Oh my
You
god.
kids need to finally go on your stinking journey.
We're
And he
trying to.
picks up
You know, you're
Sounds
keeping
it's-
us up.
Pokédex.
Zanzit just looks at him and slaps him. Zanzit!
Who's slapping who?
Zanzit. Zanzit just slapped the professor.
Oh.
Zanzit!
Researcher. He's not a professor.
The researcher.
Um,
Zanzit?
Larry, for a moment, doesn't register it. But then he just starts to fume. Just like a gasket leak just kind of like blows on the top of his head.
I'm sorry.
Control your pet.
Zanzit took
Wow,
real
it's
offense to
not a
that.
pet.
What did... Oh no.
Um,
Why? Why did you call him a pet? I just look at Zanzit. I
You
just
would
grab
know-
him. Yeah, I'm gonna go wait outside. Zanzit. Gosh darn it. I'm sorry,
Thank you.
Professor.
your Zanzas is going to get. Okay, so you take your Zanzas outside.
Mhm.
And as you're doing so, Larry slams the very uncharacteristically durable Pokédex on the table and storms off back towards the back rooms that he was going towards.
Zanzit, there was no need to slap the professor. Even though that last part. We're here.
Yeah. You go on ahead, though.
We
You see
are really
on the
going to have
map
to work on your stuff.
That there are various parts of the region that, as far as you can tell, there are these snowy mountains that look like ruins. That looks like just, we'll say west of here. Past the great mountain climb of sorts, there is a beach with a destroyed, just like the wreck of a ship. A ghost ship.
Bless you.
Excuse me. And you see that in the lusher part of the forest, there are various markings of like X's for treasure. Although this book looks very dated, you're pretty sure that treasure was been dug up by someone somewhere. And further up, far away from where you are currently, there looks to be an area where you would know that the region's Pokemon League is
So
usually
what you're saying
held.
is we don't go that way.
Like far up here.
Okay, so don't go
Pokemon
west.
League.
Got it.
Don't go north.
North is dangerous territory.
North is though the road that leads to the Pokemon League. I mean, you could go there now, but
No.
probably
No.
bad if you do.
Yeah, that's too early for that.
Alright, which way is the normal Route 1?
Here.
So
If you can see it.
No,
Yeah, I can
Oh.
see it.
maybe. I don't know.
Here. There you go.
But I guess that's probably the way we're going to go, because that's the easiest route.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We've already been through your as is, and you'd know that heading down here, you'll eventually come to the sandy dunes and to the next city, known as the Great Jail. And jail is in outside of that, though, you just see this huge map of the region that details all of the various towns and cities and islands. But again, it's a dated map, and it looks like it came from before, like, the cities were
Pirates.
developed. Yeah.
If they're gonna be king of the pirate.
I mean, we got Skull Cave, we got sunken ships, we got pirate ships, we
Yep.
got wrecked ships.
This is at a point in time where there was a lot more adventure in the sense of death and danger before places became a little bit safer. But as you're looking over this, the little Vinonet looks up to you. One of them, the one in the middle, looks probably the most intelligent out of the bunch. Looks at you, looks to where you're looking, and begins rolling up the map and hands it to you.
Aw, how nice.
She basically kind of hops up towards the table and just kind of gives you a wave and what you can assume to be a smile. It's hard to measure a smile with a Vinonet.
It's because they don't have normal mouths.
You know. She looks up towards you, Faith, and is a very pleasant sort of nuzzling against your hand. Thankfully, the poisonous spores do not escape as she does this. And, yeah, she's very soft. Like just touching a Furby for the first time. And she just watches the two of you with curiosity.
Alright, Faith, you ready to get out of here?
Gosh, darn it, Zanz. I couldn't even get the map.
I only need one map.
Sansa looks like he is very proud of himself.
I know you're proud
Returns.
that we actually beat the.
Faith, listen.
Jeez.
It's probably not a good idea to leave the Venonet in here when we leave. Feel it might get a little dusty in here.
Are you two?
Friggin' dust spores.
What are you trying to do?
So as you totally mention this, the Vinonet kind of like, not so much like draws back, but just is kind of taken aback by the request and nods to you warily. Doesn't seem like she's in much of a hurry to go.
Nods to who? Faith?
Both of you. Nods to Faith's request, and then nods to you and your mentioning of things getting dusty. You think she's smart enough to know what you were trying to imply.
I would hope so.
It's a smart cookie.
Alright, so Faith, after you.
As you both exit the research lab, you didn't really get much of like a goodbye from Professor Cherry Blossom as much as you saw him full sprinting away from the cameraman who was probably, to escort him wherever he's going to go. And with the snow runt in hand and over his head, running from what looked like a bunch of deerlings. Not deerlings. What are the evolved forms called? I forget.
Sawsbuck.
Sawsbucks. Some winter sawsbucks.
Oh wow.
They were just galloping after him. Or the snow run. You can't really tell. Or you couldn't really tell.
Tyrant, you know what to do.
So,
Tyrant
where's
pulls out your
Tyrant?
flip phone.
Huh?
Where's Tyrant?
Should be around here shortly.
You know what? I think I know what you're about to do. And I'm gonna get as far away from here as possible.
What do you mean? There's Tyrant right there behind you.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
should
see
probably get
nothing.
out of here.
Yeah, which way are we going? Before we get into...
East.
Alright, Lance, lead the way.
Will not at
Yes.
all work the same way. It lasts all of 5 seconds. The sandstorm kicks up. So, as you're heading out back to Route 1, I'm going to snatch all of you collectively up.
They call me... I just look back. I'm like... And they say I'm the destructive one.
Shouldn't have called Pokemon pets.
Exactly. Ah, Jesus. Oh. Guessing I bring my tokens back on here?
Yes.
I gotta get rid of this old one.
Ugh. Oh, the outdated tokens. You...
How do I get rid of these 2 tokens?
There you go.
No. Here, why are you still here? We need to switch you out.
You just drag the new ones in.
Okay. So... Oh no, we're in.
Did you do it?
Nah, I got it, buddy. Gotta switch stuff out. Yes, we want Kira. If you would allow me to.
Not allowed.
Gosh darn it. 1, 2, 3. Alright.
Alright. So, as the lot of you... Wait. Okay, yeah. As the lot of you make your way...
I'm assuming this is the start of the route, right?
Mhm.
Stop
Yes.
him back there. Start her out.
Yes.
Please.
You find yourselves all collectively wandering past the forest right here, going from the beginning and taking the various pathways up and oh Jesus, ow,
Oh.
whack.
Oh, jeez.
In the time it took you to get yourselves 200 something feet
So wait, are we in the
away from here.
foresty place or are we in the deserty place?
Oh, foresty place, right over here. Slam yourselves on over to this thing. This one, right here.
Damn
it. Right here?
Yeah, you'll get there to the sandy place soon, but not yet. That's Route 2.
So we're done with Route 1, and we're in Route 2.
Yes. As you wander yourselves on over to the beginning of, or rather the end of Route 1, you can give me perception to see if you found Pokemon with which to battle.
Perception.
Perception higher will determine the likelihood of you finding Pokemon that you were looking for in type class.
A 9.
Well,
Like 8, 9.
Zero finds every Pokemon, any Pokemon he wants.
he was looking for the water types and he found the water types.
Wait, the water types. Wait, hold on. More water types, Nani.
He runs into the Squirtle Squad.
Squirrel Squad did it.
The only
Friggin'
difference is this Squirtle Squad is a gang of bikers.
Oh snap!
See, you jest.
First it was the Eevee Squad. Now, Squirrel Squad Part 2.
On your journeys, I'll tell you that you saw, right?
Mm-hmm.
A Gulpin.
A Gulpin.
A
Do we have
Beautifly.
like pictures?
You don't know what a Gulpin looks like?
No, I know what it's like, but I'd rather have the pictures on here too. You know.
It's a lot of
Some of
pictures
these-
to get.
It's a lot of pictures to put on here. And I'll say that for the ones that you actually, encountered and challenged to a battle,
Yep.
I'll put them on. But otherwise, just keep what they look like in your noggin.
Okay.
Well, speaking of, you also saw something a little rare in these parts. You saw a little Togepi just wandering around. Very confused. Just wandering about.
Togepi?
How the fuck I get here? Togi!
Pretty much. The little
Togepi?
Togepi was just roaming about.
Where's
In
Misty?
the-
Togi!
Listen.
Togi!
Oh boy.
Friggin' Togepi. Outside of that, though, you also saw a Silcoon, just hanging out in one of the various trees. And then Deoxys appeared, and he just blew a chunk of earth.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait,
Anyway,
Okay.
and then the
We found the oxys. Here we
blew a
go.
chunk of the earth. It's like a hole into it, and
Then Rayquaza came in and bit his face.
yeah,
Back up to the atmosphere.
The battle has begun again.
the battle has begun again. Minoon, you see little Minoon?
The new.
Yeah, just hanging out next to a Plusle.
Plus.
Ooh.
And then, of course, obviously, a giant, legendary just comes in and crushes everybody's hopes and dreams.
Wait, what?
Damn it, Dialga.
Friggin' Dialga.
There's a lot of legendaries around here.
They just come out of the woodworks. But, out of them, right, did you challenge any of those Pokemon to a battle as you saw them wandering around. And I'll go from Kira to Faith to Lance in terms of things that you saw. So far, right now, this is mostly what Kira saw and probably mentioned to the rest of the group.
I am going to go check on that Togepi.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do.
I got this.
I am very glad that you have such a hold on your Togepi. Very proud of you. Very proud of you. Alright, so as you go after that Togepi, you challenge it to all of the battling.
Wait, all the battle? I just want to go see if it was okay.
You just want to go look at it, not battle
Yeah.
it.
And then as you punch the Togepi in the throat,
Wait, hold it!
just slamming your fists into the Togepi.
Fuck out, I'm out here!
You can't stop yourself.
Fuck out! Fuck out! Stop! The Togepi had a family, damn it! Fuck out on a pile driver! Ah!
And then with the overhead slam, the Togepi is dead. We can just move on now.
So out of here, bye guys.
You see that the Togepi, looking around, kind of like looks to you and puts a little hand up to its mouth, and it looks even more, just like confused, but it stops. And just a very happy kind of wave from like both of its hands. Gonna call those hands nubs.
Are you lost, little one?
Give me Poke Education.
Poke Education. Poke.
0. We just literally rolled for perception. Oof.
Okay.
That's no good.
You're not sure.
You got a 1 and a 2 and a 2.
And
You'd-
a oof, and a oof, and a big oof.
You think that perhaps this Togepi is lost. That, or it knows exactly where it's going, and it's just decided.
waving its arms around, is like just trying to describe this big, huge adventure to you. Just
It's like there's a
And you're
bunch
just
of
like,
legendaries
uh-huh.
talking about Celebi. It's all crazy.
Meanwhile, inside your head, you're only like, it's really cute. It's really cute.
This is
So adorable.
it's
Such a
adorable.
lovely little Togepi. But the Togepi kind of looks towards Stark and Zanzas and essentially begins speaking again, and sort of like gesturing his arms this way and that as various versions of Togepi begin uttering through his mouth. I am so thankful for you, Angel. Thank you so much. Just want to like record you just saying all these things, and I love it. So essentially, you see that Zanzas, right, looks up to you. Looks back at the Togepi. Yeah, he says he's totally lost.
So the Togepi's lost, huh?
You gotta register the fact that Zanzas just spoke to you. Just full on looked you straight dead in the eyes
Wait.
and just...
Sounds it! You can speak?
Yeah, this whole time, actually.
Wait! Oh my god, you can actually speak.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
I mean, it's no big deal, really.
So, So, what's this Togepi looking for? Like, its mom and dad, or
Nah, nothing is extravagant.
dishonor?
Dude's just sightseeing. Got lost from some friends. You said friends? It's just another. Yeah, and yeah, friends of his, and yeah, now he's ended up here. Got chased away by. What'd you say it was?
Togepi.
Wait. Really?
Pri.
Huh. Okay.
Wait.
I guess that's
Bible.
the thing that happened.
What happened?
Got chased away by a Bronzor.
Bronzor.
Yeah.
Pri.
He was a very rude Bronzor that kept throwing these rocks, I think. Rocks? Are they rocks? Or are they boulders?
Togi.
Boulders, okay. He's trying to throw boulders at him and his friends, and they separate and they split to escape the Bronzor. Should have fought it. Come on now.
Togi.
So.
Okay, Sass, you can keep that, all right?
Oh my god! I'm loving this so much right now.
But yeah, he's looking for a way out of here.
How strong would this Bronzor be? I want to help you guys out.
I mean, how in the world should we know? As Zanza's kind of like motions with a paw to himself and then towards the Togepi. You think this is a game?
Game?
Yeah,
Not a game, Zounds. It's just wanting to help people out.
that's fair. But if it were a game, and then there's like a paw that just kind of like scratches along his chin, I'd probably be the best at it.
So,
You see Stark roll his eyes.
Oh, no. Alright, well, I'll leave it up to you two. Should we help them out?
I mean, he seems like a pretty chill dude. I'm up for it.
What about you, Stark?
Stark looks to you, looks towards the Togepi, pays no mind to Zanzas.
I love both of my Pokemon.
Stark looks back up to you and nods, kind of like jumps in a very enthusiastic way.
Alrighty, well then, it's settled. Let's go help you guys out.
So,
But first things first.
Oh.
Nonsense, Stark, you two stay here.
you know we're not going to do it, right?
No,
You're fully
listen.
aware that we're going to follow you, right?
Which is why I'm about... okay. Alright, you two follow me. Bring the Togepi with us. Come on, little one.
Pri.
Actually,
That was sweet.
here. Get in my hoodie.
Togi.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, it's clean. Yeah, no. He cleans it regularly.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, alright? I know my stuff. I know it's clean. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's clean. Alright.
As the little Togepi climbs inside, hesitantly, you see that
Thanks for the bits.
it begins pointing in a direction and leading you in that direction.
For
And
bits.
Faith, Lance,
Ninja.
You feel as though you're missing someone, but you can't quite place it.
Where does God get circles?
You lost Kira in the forest. So, next up, Faith. No, you've been looking hard for, them dark types. Oh boy, you've been looking hard.
Damn dark types.
Dark types coming.
Not the ghost types, not the psychic types.
Ghost.
Dark types.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a ghost type.
Nothing wrong.
Ain't nothing wrong.
Ain't
with
nothing
bump
wrong.
and
with
grind.
ghosts.
But
Dang right.
what you see, right? Next to, or not next to, inside of the river, you see a school, or not a school. I don't know what they're called when they're in a group, but you see a group of
Spiritomb is a good one.
Carvanas.
Oh, Spiritom's a really good one.
The Spiritomb. Carvanas.
Travanas?
Carvanas.
Ooh.
They're like piranhas, but even more terrifying. You see a Carvana swimming with a pack of sorts, but one of them looks to be dawdling a little bit further behind the pack, struggling to keep up. And as you're looking towards this stinking thunder crackling in my background, as you're looking towards this Carvana that's struggling to swim and keep up with its pack, you see out of the corner of your eye something shining deeper into the forest. And you see that there are these two gems staring at you for a moment.
Oh, that's a Sableye.
It is.
That is straight up Sableye.
Straight up, right off the bat. Holy shit.
The Sableye just watches you, saying nothing. And a fun little, super little, extra little, ridiculously little, what is this thing called? When the sweet Serengeti sun
Describe
says
it.
this thing called. So, I'm dumb. It's a grimer.
Oh my
Right.
fucking god.
A Grimer?
It's a grimer. Grimer.
Right.
You see the sludge of a grimer trailing deeper into the forest.
Oh, we're not eating the Sableye.
Eat! Not gonna eat it.
And you said agreed if it's Sableye or Spiritomb? Agreed is in what? Yeah. What is this? Friggin' video game where you just go around punching Pokemon because they're just roaming around the wilds?
Yes. Just kidding. Like, just.
I mean, you could always
Thanks for the 1,000 bits again.
just go talk to them. Perhaps, and I mean, some of them you can challenge, but you don't have to just go be some absolute monster and just punch the Sableye in the eye. It's like, now you belong to me.
You can politely to ask it to join. Go the Vincent route. Yeah?
Oh. Listen, Kira's never done that.
I haven't even punched a single Pokemon. What the heck do you mean?
Now, Kira, I need you to roll for your struggle so you can suplex this Totodile.
No, we are not. We are not doing this. We are not doing this.
Okay.
No. You want me to suplex? Ask the Eevee. Eevee will suplex. Ultimate move. Suplex.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, if you don't, go talk with him, interact with him at all, we will move on to that which is Lance.
Well, Nightmare,
If you're just continuing your journey.
there will be a subsequent video coming out at some point, so you can always go back and watch
Oh, wait.
that.
Okay. Again, doesn't always have to be something you stop. Could just be curiosity. But if you leave them be for now, Lance, dear Lance, oh dear Lance,
Coming to you live via Lance.
and Lance Cincinnati, brought to you by Lance Code of the Lance,
Coming to Lance.
Code of the Lance. Where's the friggin' potato peeling upside down Pokemon from the Johto region?
Wait, what?
Pokemon Johto.
Johto region.
Pokemon Johto.
Johto. Okay. So, right off the bat, right, Lance,
Mhm.
you see, as you're roaming around, a Dano. It looks as though the little guy, or the little gal, went to stop next to the ravine, is just drinking out of the water.
A Dano.
Yes, a Dano.
Like the blind dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And as this Dano is just enjoying the water, a Trapinch, just comes over, looks at the swishing tail that the Danos has, takes a chomp on it.
Oh boy.
Danos lets out this terrible, very strange robotic roar, and looks towards the Trapinch and uses Dragon Rage and just pile bombs the Trapinch into the ground.
It's already
Essentially,
got Dragon Rage.
yeah.
Interesting.
You see that dragon get all kinds of angry. But as the Trapinch faints,
It's,
right then and there,
it's funny because it doesn't even learn Dragon Rage.
this one did. Dark dragons, man. Dark dragons.
I respect that dragon.
Right?
I respect it. It has Dragon Rage.
Doesn't even have
always.
a possibility of learning it. Interesting.
Listen.
So,
just saying
a
what
once
I'm
in a
saying.
lifetime opportunity, buddy. This looks like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
It is how it is. Interpret it how you want. But you also see a semi-seer just chilling out, far away from the water.
Semi-seer.
Semi-seer
Semi-seer.
chilling out in one of the trees, accidentally setting it on fire. Far off in the distance, you can see that a little bit of the forest is kind of burnt, thanks to this semi-seer right here, not too far away from you. The weirdest one that you'd probably be able to make out is the basculin that jumps out of the water and looks like it is trying to catch a bunch of flying Pokemon at the moment. Outside of that, why on earth was I about to tell you there was a Metapod around?
Metapod.
Pod.
Metapod.
Metapod.
There's a bunch of Metapods around that you see. As to what you do with that knowledge, totally on you. Totally on you. And the last thing you see is
It's all kind
A
of
little-
generations.
Hmm?
Answering something in the chat.
oh, and the last thing that you see is a Carablast, a Carablast, just climbing up the side of a tree, looking to brawl with the what did I say this thing was? With the Semi-Seer.
That's not going to be a fight that he can win. I hope he knows that. That's a fire versus a bug.
And
There's no
as this
contest in that
happens,
fight. There's none.
you can only imagine how it's going to go down. You see that the fight is just about to begin if you intervene. If not,
Nah.
okay. We see here. Here. Okay. Okay. Did I mention all of them? Pretty sure I did.
I don't know. Did you?
Yeah.
Then yes. Yes, you did.
You went through them all, buddy.
So with all that information, do you go after any?
Nah. None of them are on the list of Pokemon I'm specifically going for.
Okay. Okay.
A rare dragon type with knows dragon rage.
Physically impossible.
And yet, you
Probably-
let this one who actually has it walk away.
Probably should, Faith. Probably should. Especially since he doesn't have a map.
Exactly.
Or, you know, we could just have our EVs go out and track him.
Say again?
I'm talking to Faith.
Oh, okay.
Talking to the Faith. We're gonna send our Eevees out to come look for me. That's gonna go.
Team bad decisions.
Team bad decisions.
That is not a bad decision, thank you. My EV has tracker.
As long as they don't get hurt. So, Togepi, how much further to where that problem is?
Need all three. All three what? So we only have 2 of the EVs. He's got the other EV.
Nah.
No,
Z.
probably not. 1 EV should
Huh.
be fine. Or 1 person with tracking should be fine.
Sakura, you still up, buddy?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Mars. Alright, so we're having Z just track Kira then.
So they are just tracking me down.
What? Well, I mean, you're kind of lost, so...
No. Not really.
You're not with us. You're lost.
Yeah, I'm not with y'all. I'm helping a Togepi. I'm not really lost. I chose this.
Deceitful nuke? Why would you want a deceitful nuke? I don't even use nukes. I use sides.
Angel with a nuke. Nope. Sakura.
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Yep,
Just
sir.
checking. Nah, I'm just checking if you're still with us, buddy. Just checking. And the roll. The roll of 14 to find me. Huh.
Well, we made doubly sure.
Double. Triple. Track can be found on page 30 for anyone that wants to read it. Read the stuff and things. Do that. Let me go take a look.
You see,
Huh.
can only be described as a higher evolution of the Pokemon that you're currently using.
There. There's your tracker.
The tracker itself. All that tracking.
Outside of that,
That's a lot of text, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean,
But it's understandable. Why it needs to be a lot.
I did. I straight copied and pasted it all.
Copy and paste and all that.
Okay, nightmare. Alright, so what are we doing right now?
Sakura?
yes.
Alright.
What's going on?
What's going on, buddy? They activated
No,
the
we didn't
tech.
save a lie. You need to save a lie.
Let me see here. I was trying to read through this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. That is a lot of text. Circle through. But no, I get it. I think that can only be done against Pokemon and not the environment?
Wait, what was the question? Afro.
Hold on. Alright.
Hello, Adam.
My brain slowly went down the troubleshoot.
Uh-oh.
So what are you trying to do with your tracker exactly?
Track 0.
They're tracking me down, buddy. They're tracking down Kira.
Since, you know, he kind of just ran off.
Okay.
They're helping Eevee.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
Just give me without doing tracker, you can just do perception.
But we already rolled for the tracking.
Did you? Where is it?
Yes, it's a 14. He only needed an 8.
Alright. So the place in which you find Kira is actually in... Okay, so just hear me out, Kira.
Oh my god.
Now, Togepi's leading you around in the forest, past various parts of the woods, down this sort of like river, till you get to what looks like. It looks kind of like a part of the grassland that starts to cut off, and there's more sand and rocky surface as opposed to green lush land. And pointing just over yonder, you can see that there is this big, in the way looking bronzor chilling out on the beachfront, from what it looks
What's
like,
good, Adam?
and
We just
absolutely
chilling, Pokemon D&D
being a
style.
menace, as it's harassing anything that gets in its vicinity.
So
Now, as you're watching this, and you're formulating a plan, and you're trying to figure it all out, something approaches in the tall grass behind you. The bushes wiggle, and something pops out. Some things. It's Faith and Lance.
Start
Sup,
just
Kira?
start just ready to start. It's okay. Hey guys, sorry, I wanted to help out the Togepi.
You could have at least, told us.
My apologies. My deepest apologies. Oh yeah, and also my Eevee can speak. Zonzits can speak. Isn't that right, Zonzits?
Someone just looks at you,
Mm-hmm.
and looks at the rest of the party. Just kind of shrugs.
So
Okay, Kira. We
okay,
got it.
Zonzits.
Faith, I think Kira's losing it.
You're too shy talking around the marches, Zonzits.
So what now?
I said he's too shy talking around him, isn't he?
Probably.
Someone just looks at you, and
Probably way too much physical trauma. I'm pretty sure he probably thinks our Pokemon talk too.
so just doesn't say anything aside from the various Eevee and the E's.
God, stop it. God, stop it. We're gonna have this type of Pokemon. I see how it is. I see how it is.
And then somewhere as they turn around, he's just dancing. Hello, my honey.
Starks like this. He just wants to have like a hand and just give himself like a force pop. He tries.
And then
Stark, it's
Zans
okay,
whispers,
man.
"We should totally go and take care of that Bronzor." And then when both Faith and Lance are like looking in your general direction, just a bunch of Eevees. Eevee.
Gotcha, Zant. Well, we'll take care of it. Alright. So. Free? Mm-hmm.
Zans just kind of like puts a paw on the mouth of the Togepi. So, like a very quiet shh is just like whispered to Togepi, and Zans just points towards next to the Bronzor. Underneath the Bronzor, there lies what is this crazy little thing called love?
Describe it.
Come and get your...
Oh no, I have a name for it.
The
It's a cottony.
Ah.
The cat.
Cottony.
It
is an injured cottony that looks like it has been fainted, but that isn't stopping the Bronzor from continuing to lay into it with something fierce. And as the Togepi is just freaking out, and Sans is just kind of like trying to keep Togepi together, just like, control yourself.
Okay.
Zanzits just kind of looks towards you and looks over towards the Bronzor, kind of like with like a head nod towards it.
Alright. Lance? Faith, can you both do me a favor? Can y'all keep an eye on the Togepi? Just a moment.
Sure.
Alrighty. Time to start. Let's do this.
Sons jumps off of your shoulder, runs towards the Bronzor, and Stark just charges on.
I got the Togepi, okay? I'll just sit here and groom it. Probably needs it anyway. It's been in Kira's hood.
You know what? I keep my stuff clean, thank you. Sometimes
Everybody's always just like, Kira's hood.
Sometimes, Lance, you can be one mean person.
Well, you know, you don't really deep clean.
Ooh.
You know, you're just being mean, right?
Go take care of the Bronzer.
Yes, I am.
Go, shoo. Leave Togepi.
Alright, you two, Ikyo.
Bronzor has a finisher move known as When I Lose My Mind. Let me see here.
Sounds like Kira.
I mean,
Jeez.
perhaps.
Because this is all in my head, Sakura, I'm gonna be really mad at you.
Oh no.
Steel types are very troublesome.
Steel types are very troublesome.
They really are. It's also a psychic type too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
and
dark type attacks can work on it. If I'm not mistaken.
super effective.
Well, we got this, boys. We got this, boys.
Let's see here. Yep, still the same.
Alright. Faith! Hello. Coming to help?
Oh, I think I just snapped my toes.
Oh no.
Oh, just snapped my toes.
Oh my.
Freaking Togepi.
Well, thank you for the help. Thank you for the help, Faith.
So, as the lot of you approach, fudge, dear me. So, as a lot of you approach, and you swarm onto this Bronzer who's just laying waste to this Cottony underneath it, its eyes look up towards you, and a fight ensues.
Generation Beyblade.
It seems I really truly did nod off for a second. Let me go back to this because the battle music died, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not supposed to be there.
You need your battle music. No, hit the music.
Presented by Heatap.
Always represented by Heatap.
Alright, here we go.
Wait a minute. Well, you know what? I can dig this, because I actually have this song on my phone.
Hey. Alright. So, give me those speeds. Put the speeds in.
Alright. So start, and then put the page in soundits. So, we got a 9, and we got a 7.
I was just saying, put your, slam your speed into little turn order, but I'll...
Oh.
pop that in.
Oh, no, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. I just didn't know if I was able to do that.
Yes.
I just thought it was just You, buddy. Ah, right.
I'd like for you to know how, just in case.
9, enter.
Yes.
Go down here.
Seems very much
Go
right
down,
now.
enter. And do I need to put Kira speed in here as well?
Yes.
Alright.
So he has a boost. Alright.
I'm just gonna sit back here and clean Togepi.
Okay. You can see that Togepi is, rather, what's the word? What's the best word to refer to this Togepi? High strung at the moment. Looking over the cottony. Trying to, like, lurch from your grasp to go towards it.
It's Togepi. Free! It's gonna be fine. Free, free!
What a cute, adorable Pokemon that you can't understand.
It'll be fine, Togepi.
Okay. So, what does Z do in this situation? Faith.
Wow, 3 Pokemon on one. It's a little bit much, don't you think?
Do you want to repeat of what happened last time?
Well, I mean, Zero's got both Stark and Eevee. Faith at least only has Z out.
I mean, you can determine right now, Kira, if you want both Stark and Zanzits to fight this thing together.
Will this change the outcome of this battle?
I can't
how
tell
many
you.
opponents we fight?
No, the amount of opponents that you'll be fighting doesn't change. You're fighting this Bronzor, who's wailing on a cottony.
Well, I already know Zanzi is gonna fight, and Stark's not gonna back down from this either. So I'll keep them both out.
Alright.
I feel like at some point I'm gonna have to jump in here.
To fight for the Bronzors.
I'm just gonna be like, so Lance betrayed us. This is not gonna be good.
The sandstorm's out the ass.
Why you do this?
So comes tag. Oh, it's already tagged. Foe loses the tag. Only one foe can be tagged this way at a time. The new foe is tagged. Okay. Alright. Training. Gain half the momentum. Round up. Is bonus. Axe innovation. Tag. Gain half their momentum. Okay. Put that math in, Fred.
The math. Because his speed is freaking 14, my god.
Okay. Unfortunately, they do not.
It would be nice.
It would.
You just have to keep in mind that it's times 2.
Times 2.
Okay. So, fairly certain that absolutely hits.
Pursuit.
Yeah. It definitely hits. Did you already calculate in the times 2 or no?
It's actually what I'm looking up. After defense and damage reduction have been applied, apply type weaknesses or resistances. Super effective hit will deal 1.5 times 1.5 damage. Doubly super effective hit will deal 2 times.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. So, let me see here. So the answer to my question is you didn't apply it. So let me see here. Give me a second. What was that?
Alright, so basically, apply the defense stat.
Oh, I know now.
And then multiply that, whatever that is, by 1.5.
I've had some crazy things. There we go. All right. That's all I wanted to see. So, Bronzor is looking real bad.
Wow, and it really took 2 of you guys to fight this thing. It already looks like it's getting ready to get its ass beat. Y'all are just bullies.
So, I believe, Faith, you used your thing with Z.
Good point.
Did you? I believe that
It's true, we did.
feature. That was your thing, right? Okay. So, it is now Zan's turn. As you see, Z essentially just rush towards this Bronzor with this dark energy and leap onto it, crashes into the ground. This is sand just kind of like kicks up.
Alright, Sounds, let's see here. I'm thinking what we should do.
It is 3-on-1. It's a little overly safe, don't you think?
I want you to use helping hand on Star. So,
Interesting.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So, 0. That which is helping hand definitely, obviously, it goes through. So yeah, just remember that Stark now has a +2 on next accuracy roll.
And a plus
And a
10
+10
on
to the
damage.
next damage. Yep.
Wow, shit. Okay.
As Zanzus begrudgingly actually does an impressive job of reassuring Stark that he's got this. Stark is fueled by
Watch
this
Stark
weird
still
camaraderie. Like he's just psyching him up and he's telling him everything he wants to hear.
Obviously whispering or in EV.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Meanwhile, in Zanzus's head.
I hate this guy so much.
Exactly the words. These are the exact words.
But Kira, what are you doing? One is a person type. Does that even count? I mean,
Hey,
Person type.
me
Free
and
to
Faith
everything.
were having a conversation. Don't worry about it, Afro. It's fine.
oh,
Let me see. I'm going to move right here.
Yeah.
And then do pocket side no jutsu. What?
gosh darn nerds.
Just just kidding. I just wanted to move.
I mean, if you really want pocket sand, I literally have pocket sand. It's called
Lance!
Tyrant.
Lance, I require pocket side. Just kidding.
Thus, the fight gets that much worse for everyone involved.
Except
No,
for
man.
Bronzor, because he's steel.
Yep.
He'd be like, this is mine. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen a Pokemon trainer ask for.
So, friggin' Zanz just leaves, never comes back, just leaves.
Just got...
There he's gone.
Just walks back. So
Just
you go
walks
down
back
there.
shaking his head. God damn it.
Like, why did I sign up for this? Alright, my life is at stake.
Oh my god.
So, what does Stark do? As Stark is just filled with all of this intense passion to make you proud at the moment.
Rage right here. And let's just end it here. Feint attack. Alright, so first with the regular, like so.
Oh, yeah, no, that's an auto hit.
It definitely is. You just...
And then where does the 10 go into? So it
On
goes
the
into
onto
the
damage, but I'm pretty sure that's... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter.
That's 50. That is 50.
Stark just avoid a little bit of the dark aura. Just makes a little kick. Yeah.
Wow.
Alright, Stark. Let's wrap this up.
You don't even have to. Before you get to, like, say that, Stark, you watch as
Oh.
he very literally takes the Bronzor and rushes up and in an instant, like, dashes past. And as he's on the other side and the Bronzor falls to the ground, he looks back and there's just, like, this deep slice of sorts that just kind of, like, it appears like a crack or a dent on the Bronzor as it lays there fainted. Wait, It's also super effective because of dark.
It doesn't.
Did
It
you
doesn't
just kill-
matter. It's knocked. It's fainted. Unless you're
it's
going
dead.
that far, it's dead.
By God, we're not trying to go that far and kill the
That's totally
Pokemon. They'll be dead at that point.
So yeah, don't even really need calculations here. You just see start brutally bludgeon this Bronzor, and it's no longer much of a Bronzor to any normal degree. Various cracks
And
are on its
this,
metal
ladies
sheen.
and gentlemen, is where we go from fun kid child's game to the manga,
Oh yeah. Start.
where they literally had a Arbok get cut in half.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going to start. I think you overdid it a little bit, buddy.
Start just kind of trampling over the enemy. Frenzy shakes out of it and looks back towards you.
But you did a good job. We actually helped the Togepi.
So he gives you
guys
a little
killed
salute face.
See, this is what I was talking about.
Yeah, that Bronzor is extra not good.
Wait.
But
Where's-
you
where's
see,
the damn Cottony?
like you see what I mean? Okay, anyway, most important thing, where's the
Where?
dang Cottony?
I gotta give Togepi back to his friend.
So, let me see
I
here.
will take the Togepi off your hands, Lance.
The Togepi rushes out of Lance's hands and towards the Cottony. I just have to get the Cottony out. Get Cottony out. Wait, what am I doing here?
Meanwhile, in the shadows, an army of Bronzors are just there. They're all just scared. Let's
Oh
get
no,
out of
they're
here.
not.
Let's get out of
I'm
here.
pretty sure that bronzers. Yeah, no, I don't think there's any saving that one.
No, I really don't think
there's-
so.
There's not a lot of anything for that Bronzor. I meant what I said. I totally meant what I said.
It is. Yeah, we murdered it.
Congratulations, you're super effective.
Start.
Oh.
You murdered it. Zanzits, how do you feel? Tell me how you feel.
Zons is just looking to you with a very affirmative thumbs up.
Oh my god, I love you, Zanzits.
Just
I love both my Pokemon, and I'm the Steve. I'm just, oh god.
having a good time. Having a good time.
Well, out of character. Yes. Out of character, yes. Out of here, Kira's just really scared. Kira's kind of like,
Frontier justice.
Frontier justice.
We
Well,
just
ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure this is the first
Pokemon death
of
in
any
the
of your
campaigns.
Pokemon sessions.
let
Yep.
it be known I've drew first blood on a complete Fate attack.
Yeah, you check that Pokemon, you're fairly certain it has only 26
Actually,
death.
hold on a
prescribed
minute.
to it
Is
in
that the
future.
actual Pokemon I was? Hold on, cause I have two grass Pokemon in mind. Give me a moment here. Hold on. 'Cause that is what I'm thinking.
Goes
You're
from killer of Pokemon to saver of Pokemon in the blink of an eye.
Behold!
Yes, there's no saving it.
The Stark just end. Oh my God, Stark! We just ended this thing's whole career.
Yes, you did.
Its life. Arceus is like, why did I give this kid dangerous Pokemon? Explain. What have I done?
Oh my God, Fred.
What happened?
That's
Well,
That's
got
screwed up.
2
Oh,
paperweights today.
That's
That's fucked up.
as
What's so true because it's a steel type. So.
It is though. My God.
Anywho, as Togepi runs towards the Cottony, who's just very injured, you see that the Cottony itself, it looks like one of its leaves kind of like torn off, and it's not in the best condition, as an eye is closed and kind of like in pain as the other one looks up towards Togepi and looks over towards Lance, who approaches as well. Togepi goes into what looks like a tirade of sorts, trying to convey a varying amount of emotions. And you can totally give me you can give me a Pokemon education to see if you understand it.
I think I understand him.
A legit 0. Gosh darn it.
How the fuck do you roll a 0?
Wait, you didn't roll that right. You did not roll that right.
I did not.
No. Wait, why are you rolling for Stark?
Because it's Stark. He's over here. He wants to understand the what's going on here. Unless you need me to bring Xantas over here.
It's for you. I'm asking you as the trainer.
Trainer, you dingleberry. I got a 10, so.
As you walked over here, it was for
Pokemon
you to roll.
don't have educations.
You mean you can? I've been told you can teach them, but yeah, otherwise no.
Oh. Okay, well, my bad. My apologies.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Roll me yours.
Lance got this.
Lance has this, and possibly Kara as well.
Also two.
Did you find it?
Me?
Yes.
I already thought I rolled on Pokemon education.
You
Not
rolled
sure.
for your Pokemon, not for you.
Roll your Pokemon education.
To roll
yours.
Kira. Pokemon
That's what I
education.
fucking did earlier.
No,
You rolled Stark.
Stark.
Mm-hmm.
That actually says
It says Stark.
Stark.
Kira, the ever-living. Alright, hold on. Gosh darn it me.
And while you're rolling that, you make out that Togepi in a variety of things. Okay. So you make out that Togepi in a variety of profanities of sorts is just conveying to you that this Cottony here is his friend, and the one who was left to defend and basically quote-unquote stall the Bronzor while Togepi here found help. And you can see that the Cottony looks like it has various battle scars on it. Some literally just like right on its body, because it looks like it's been kind of cut by maybe jagged rocks or things of that nature. What? Bronzor is level 10.
Bronzer's. Bread. We murdered a level 10. We legitly ended. Lance, you're digging a hole, aren't you?
No, that's what Fred said they're doing.
Did they?
I feel like I'm going to just make you all like fight one-on-one battles. I feel like I might, just to make things a little more like a Pokemon battle.
One-on-one battles.
I mean,
think-
you could always go the lowland region method and have them
could.
call backup like 20 times in a row.
Perhaps. I think we'll see. We'll see in the
If
fights
this
to come.
If this happens in any other place, just remember, we drew first blood.
You did.
We drew the first blood.
Of course, it's in the group that I'm in that it happens.
You can give me
You know-
medicine.
Medicine.
You're pretty sure that this colony is still within the realms of you just applying maybe a potion or two, and it'll be right as rain. Otherwise, its health will continue to deteriorate.
How is he, Lance?
I'm just gonna go ahead and use one of my potions.
Then, in an instant, as you go to use a potion on the colony, Togepi shoves it off a cliff and takes the potion instead and flees into the day. No.
Long live the game.
Go fine.
Togepi, why?
So as you spritz the cottony with this potion, it begins to flutter back to life, so to speak. Wiggles its leafy wings as one grows, like just begins to regrow itself, and it hops around, not so much energetically, but just like to shake off the dust and everything else that was on it. Looks up to you, Lance. Like bounces towards your leg, kind of just like hugs it.
I feel the urge to clean you as well.
Everything must be clean.
Everything must be clean. So says Lance. I can just imagine Lance like in his tent, just cleaning before sleep. So,
Just reaches into my back pocket, just pulls out a brush.
Just hold still. I'm just gonna clean you.
I suggest you run. Just kidding. Like just.
But yeah, as you do so, the Togepi looks up to you, Kira, and begins this like monologue of sorts. And
I'm going to roll my Pokemon education.
you totally can.
Just because I want to make this.
See if you can get the gist.
Yes. Of what he's throwing down.
Yeah, you did.
50. I understand everything.
It's like you can almost speak to this Togepi. The way that you understand. And Angel, since you've been going for the Togepi voice so long, you have to actually give words
Oh my
to
god!
this Togepi.
Yes.
Yes.
The words.
So-
Fuck! Alright,
Yeah. Just-
alright, give me a gist of what it's supposed to be saying.
So essentially, right, just going over like thanking Kira for coming to the rescue of his friend, a bunch of things about how he got here, and essentially how it's been nothing but these vicious Pokemon, like other vicious Pokemon, just kind of like coming in and trying to assault them day after day now.
Okay.
And the last thing is a very odd accusation towards the Eevee that is accompanying Kira for being a cheat at cards.
Okay.
I love you. I love you, Sansa.
Okay. I got this.
Okay.
I got
My
this. I
God,
got this.
dang.
I got this.
All right.
You bitch!
All of that. Throw the script out the window. Alright, bye script. Go set on fire, just pour the gasoline out there, throw the lighter. Alright.
I had to do it. I had to do that one.
I love it. I love it.
Alright.
This is great.
Shit, wait, you didn't never tell her Togepi your name, did you? I don't think so.
No.
Just random
Alright.
strange trainer.
Okay, so here we go. Thank you so much, Mr. Human Man. So tall. Thank you so much for saving my friend. You wouldn't believe the shit we've been through. There was Carnivines and Cacneas. They were all trying to eat us. At least I think they were trying to eat us. They kind of were attacking us, throwing pin needles and vine whips and all sorts of other random shit. I think at one point there was a heat more. That was a tough one.
There is
A
a
struggle. And then there was this Bronzor, and he was just icing on the cake. You know, it's just you know, crazy. Oh yeah, by the way, you don't play cards with him.
And Togepi just points towards Zanzit.
I just look at Sansa. Like, thank you for letting me know.
And Zanzit's just like, what? What is this? He looks up to you, just like the arms go out, and keeps toward like kind of like, are you gonna believe him? Is that what you're gonna do right now? Okay. I see where we stand now.
Sansa, no, please, no.
Nah, we're good. And Lance, Faith, you just see as Kira's having this full-on conversation with an Eevee and a Togepi. And all you're just getting is like various Eevees and Togepis in variation yourselves.
Faith, I think we need to take him to a Poke Center.
Well, Sansa, to start, I got a question for you two. One good question. Hey, hear me out. This is going to completely depend on you.
Yeah.
What if we take the Togepi with us?
Which transfers over to
What?
Sounds just like, yeah, I mean, sure, why not? More competition. I love it. And Stark is just like, I live for this.
I
Let
love
him
you,
join our glorious company of sorts.
Stark, did you just speak?
What do you mean? I've been talking to you this entire time.
No, you haven't.
I'm
Faith.
not sure we've been on the same
really
wavelength.
think we need to take
No,
him to a
we
Poke
have
Center.
not. Stark,
Yes,
I'm proud of you.
and I you.
Alright, now let me ask the Togepi. Togepi.
Faith, I think
So,
we really need to take him to a Poke
We got a,
I really think he needs mental help.
This is freaking fantastic, and I love it.
The Togepi looks
And I'm not
back
trying to
towards
make
Faith.
Kira look crazy. I'm not trying to make him be crazy, but gosh darn it.
Totally looking crazy right now. Is Togepi like looks back at Faith and just kind of like, if it were an anime, there'd be like that little like sweat drop on Togepi's eyebrow. It's just like, oh, no, I understand. No, I entirely get it.
Alright. Well, I'm leaving it up to you if you want to come join us.
The Togepi looks up to you and answers back. And Angel, I'll give this one to you.
Oh, God.
Your choice,
This
man.
is all on. Alright, you know what? I got this.
Rest on your shoulders.
I got this. The only
got this?
proper way. Only proper way.
If it's yes and I'm
Successfully
thinking,
decide
I'm gonna be happy.
yes or no. Screen yes. Back no. It's back no. I flipped my phone. You gotta know.
Okay.
It's a 2, so no.
Essentially, it was the same as him flipping his phone. So yeah. So it's a no?
Yep, it's a no.
Yep. So
just
feel
shakes his
free to
head.
voice it.
I understand.
It's like, sorry, bud. I gotta get my friend out of here. And I'm pretty sure we live in very, very different worlds. As Togepi just like tilts his head over to the shallow grave that was dug for Bronzor.
I just tell Togepi. Stark has never killed a Pokemon before.
I
You've
have
never
bathed in
heard.
his blood.
Stark,
I feel it now.
Stark, you need to stop being a violent person. I swear. You need to stop. I can never control these two.
And the Cottony just looks at you. I'm sure he is a sweet, kind, and caring individual. And I hope that the three of you continue on to have an excellent journey through life. But the two of us,
By God.
we need to go now. Find the rest of our friends. Farewell.
Alright. Y'all be safe.
Apparently.
Y'all two be safe out there, alright?
Of course.
Now as for you. Now as for you, Zonditz and Stark.
Zanzitz totally tosses a rock straight at Togepi as they're leaving. Yeah, you had it coming. You know what you did. Okay, alright, that's uncalled for. I just threw a rock. Didn't even hurt that much. Okay, we're done here. We're done here professionally, okay? And Sans just kind of like looks away and folds his arms.
Oh my God. I just put my hand on my head and just start shaking. Oh no.
And you realize that Faith and Lance are just staring at you worried.
Alright, Faith. I really think we should probably just go ahead and leave now.
Gosh.
And as your abilities to talk to Pokemon begin to manifest, I think that's a very interesting way to start to end this little chapter.
I cannot think of any other way. Kira, the master of talking to Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. Just ignore it and walk away. We'll wait
And I
till
have
we-
two friends who like to be.
when we get to
One's
the
a very
next
nice
town-
lady, and one's just a.
When we get to the next town, we'll
How do I
make
put
su-
it?
we'll make sure we ask Nurse-Droid to like specifically look over the trainer instead of the Pokemon.
I swear to God.
Psyche bath.
Huh. Well, let's go, guys.
And thus Kira walked ahead talking to both the Eevee and the Wufei the entire while.
And now, if any XP.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching the video. It's fun. We all enjoyed it. The normal stuff. Like, comment, subscribe down below. And if you really want to, there's the Discord link down in the description somewhere. I'll add it somewhere. Feel free to come by and, hang out, chat, laugh at me, watch my random shenanigans. And stay notified whenever I do things. I mean, honestly, what's the worst that can happen? You get hit by a car?